A sad truth will reach you soon. The person who broke your heart can't hide anymore. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now in a way that will feel like your spirit has been waiting for these words without even knowing it, so breathe for a moment and let this truth settle into the deepest part of you. Something is shifting in your emotional world, something you can't quite name but you can feel it in the background of your thoughts, in the heaviness behind your ribs, in the way certain memories have been resurfacing out of nowhere, and the reason is simple. Someone who once broke your heart is being spiritually confronted, and they can no longer run from the truth of what they did, who they were, and how deeply they hurt you. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. There's a reason their name has been crossing your mind again, a reason emotions you thought you buried have been rising, a reason the universe keeps sending you signs, repeating numbers like 111, 222, 717, 909, songs that hit too close to home, dreams that feel too real to ignore, random flashes of their face in moments when you were finally starting to feel okay. These aren't coincidences. They're the spiritual echo of someone finally waking up to the damage they caused, someone who tried to suppress their guilt, their regret, their longing, but heaven has begun pulling their truth to the surface, and they are shaken. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. They can't hide anymore. The universe isn't letting them forget, isn't letting them escape, isn't letting them pretend that they didn't care when, deep down, they did, more than you ever knew. And now, the very emotions they ran from are consuming them. They're feeling the weight of their silence, the weight of their choices, the weight of the moment they lost someone pure, someone genuine, someone who showed them a love they weren't ready to handle. Don't scroll, because this message is for you. The angels say this person has been replaying everything. Your conversations, your laughter, your softness, the moments you stayed when you should have walked away, the ways you gave love they didn't know how to return. They're seeing now what they couldn't see then. You were the one blessing in their life they were too blind, too scared, or too broken to appreciate. And while they thought leaving you behind would make their life easier, they're now realizing it only created an emptiness nothing else can fill. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. The universe has begun dismantling their pride, their ego, their excuses. They're being confronted with truth through dreams, through people who echo your energy, through signs that remind them of what they lost. And the guilt is becoming loud. Their emotions are becoming unavoidable. Their silence is becoming painful for them. They can't hide from what they feel anymore, not from themselves, not from the universe, and certainly not from the spiritual connection that still ties them to you. And listen, heaven is preparing you too. You've been healing, you've been growing, you've been learning to put your heart first, and that's why this truth is reaching you now. Because you're no longer the version of yourself who would crumble at their confession. You're becoming the version who will choose your peace above anything else. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. This person is coming to a breaking point. They want to say something. They want to admit something. They want to reveal the truth they kept hidden. And whether you choose to let them back in or close the door forever, heaven wants you prepared, emotionally, spiritually, and intuitively, because the moment of truth is coming faster than you think. And this time, you hold the power, the clarity, and the strength. The universe is saying, get ready. Their truth is coming. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal to you will make your spirit recognize a truth you've been trying so hard to ignore, and your heart needs this right now in a way you haven't even admitted to yourself. So breathe for a moment and stay right here with me as something long hidden begins to rise to the surface. The person who broke your heart, the one you tried to move on from, the one you told yourself you were done thinking about, the one whose absence still echoes through quiet moments, they have been wrestling with emotions they can no longer silence, and heaven is showing me that their guilt, their regret, their longing, and their unfinished truth are becoming too heavy for them to carry in silence any longer. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you. This person has been avoiding their feelings, running from their accountability, hiding behind distractions, pretending they've healed when in reality they've been spiraling internally, and the universe has been applying pressure to their spirit until they are forced to face what they did to you. The angels showed me emotional waves around them. Sleepless nights, sudden memories that hit like lightning, songs that remind them of you at the worst moments, and dreams where they see your face so clearly it leaves them unsettled the entire day. They're noticing patterns they can't ignore anymore, seeing angel numbers when they think of you, hearing your name in unexpected places, getting emotional out of nowhere, and feeling this intense pull toward a truth they buried. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this, because you've blamed yourself for too long, wondering if you weren't enough, wondering if you misread the connection, wondering if they ever cared at all, and heaven is saying, they cared more than their pride allowed them to show. This person is dealing with a storm of emotions, but the deepest one is fear. Fear of facing you, fear of admitting their mistakes, fear of losing you forever, fear of being vulnerable enough to finally speak what their heart tried to whisper but their ego silenced. They're remembering the moments you showed up for them, the way you loved them softly even when they were guarded, the way you understood their silence, the way you treated them with a purity they didn't know how to handle. And listen closely, because the universe is revealing something important. This person is not just thinking about you, they are being spiritually confronted about how they broke you. Every emotion you cried through, they are now feeling. Every unanswered question you carried, they are now replaying. Every wound you tried to heal alone, they are now being pulled toward. This is not coincidence, this is karma, awakening, spiritual reckoning. Don't scroll, because your heart needs to understand this next part. The universe is preparing a moment where their truth will come forward, not because you asked, not because you waited, but because their soul can't hide from divine accountability anymore. They have been keeping a secret, one tied to their feelings, their regrets, their fears, and that secret is rising to the surface. This is why you've been feeling emotional lately out of nowhere, why their energy suddenly slipped back into your thoughts, why you've been sensing something shifting around you spiritually. This connection hasn't been silent, it's been transforming. The angels showed me that this person has been comparing everyone to you and feeling empty every single time. They've tried to move on, but their spirit keeps pulling them back to the one place their heart felt safe, you. And this scares them more than anything, because now they realize that losing you wasn't just losing a relationship, it was losing their peace, their grounding, their mirror, their soulmate energy. Don't scroll, because this message is here to help you prepare, not to reopen old wounds. The universe is saying they are approaching a breaking point, an emotional threshold where the truth they've buried erupts into confession, clarity, vulnerability. They may reach out suddenly. They may finally apologize. They may tell you the things you should have heard long ago. And heaven wants you emotionally prepared, not to take them back, not to reject them, but to finally receive closure, truth, and healing that your heart has been waiting far too long for. This next chapter is not about repeating the past, it's about understanding it. And the universe is saying, their silence is ending, their truth is coming. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is going to hit your spirit in a way that feels almost unreal, and your heart needs this right now more than you know, because the truth that has been rising behind the scenes is finally ready to break into your reality, and even if you've tried to keep moving forward, even if you told yourself you were done hurting, the universe knows the weight you've been carrying over the person who broke your heart, the one who walked away when you needed them, the one who pretended they were fine while your soul was left trying to understand what went wrong. And listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. They have not been able to escape the consequences of their actions, not emotionally, not spiritually, not energetically, because that connection you had was not casual, not shallow, not temporary. It was soul deep, destiny tied, spiritually charged in a way they didn't expect, and now that energy is circling back toward them in a way they can no longer avoid. Don't scroll, because you need to hear this. This person has been trying to hide from the truth, trying to distract themselves with people who don't touch their soul, places that don't feel like home, conversations that fall flat, moments that feel empty, because nothing, absolutely nothing, has been able to replace the connection they had with you, and the universe is making sure they feel that realization over and over again until they stop running and start understanding. They've been receiving signs. Angel numbers appearing at the exact moments their thoughts drift to you, songs playing that remind them of what they lost, memories hitting them when they least expect it, dreams so vivid they wake up with your name on their tongue, and they're realizing that the guilt they tried to bury is rising like a tide they can't escape. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity. This isn't about you being weak, this isn't about you waiting, this isn't about you clinging to the past. This is about the spiritual truth that every energy you give out returns in a way that forces growth, accountability, and awakening, and the universe is now delivering to them the emotional truth they avoided, the truth they didn't want to face, that they didn't just break your heart, they broke their own connection to the one person who genuinely loved them. They've been walking around pretending they're unbothered, pretending they're healed, pretending they're moving on, but their spirit has been restless, their heart has been unsettled, and their intuition has been tapping them on the shoulder again and again, saying your name like a whisper they can't silence. Don't scroll, because this next part matters more than you know. Someone close to them, a friend, a family member, someone in their circle, has recently mentioned your name, and the moment they heard it, their entire energy shifted. They felt a sting of regret, a wave of emotion, a sudden realization of how deeply they messed up, and the universe is orchestrating these reminders because it's time for them to face the truth they've buried behind pride and fear. Listen to this. You were not the problem, your love was not too much, your efforts were not wasted. They were not ready, not healed, not mature enough to match your spirit, but now life is teaching them in ways they cannot ignore. They've been feeling lost, disconnected, emotionally drained because the universe is aligning them with the lesson they were meant to learn from loving you, losing you, and now longing for you. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. Someone else around them is jealous of the connection the two of you had, someone who pretended to support them but only fueled their confusion, someone who didn't want to see the two of you together because they recognized your value long before that person did. But the universe is exposing that energy too, their manipulation, their jealousy, their attempts to sway this person's heart, and now your person is starting to see the truth they were blind to before. They're realizing that the absence of your energy feels louder than your presence ever did, and it's shaking them awake. Don't scroll, because your spirit needs to understand what's happening next. The universe is pushing this person into a season of emotional honesty, forcing them to confront every feeling they tried to bury, every memory they tried to run from, every truth they tried to avoid. They are being spiritually cornered, not out of punishment, but out of divine correction, because they cannot heal, grow, or move forward without acknowledging the weight of what they did to you. And listen, because your heart needs this more than anything. This isn't about you going back to them unless you choose to, this isn't about repeating old cycles, this is about you getting the closure, clarity, and emotional freedom you deserve. The universe is not bringing this person back to break you again, it's bringing the truth forward so you can finally rise above what hurt you. Your spirit is entering a season where the things that were hidden will be revealed, the questions that haunted you will be answered, and the truth you never received will be spoken aloud. They can't hide anymore, not from themselves, not from the universe, and not from you. Their actions are returning to them, their emotions are unraveling, and their heart is finally being forced to speak the truth they avoided for far too long. Don't scroll, because this shift is only just beginning. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is going to reach a place inside you that you haven't let anyone touch in a long time, and your heart needs this right now more than you've ever admitted. So breathe and stay with me as the truth your spirit already sensed finally rises to the surface. The emotional storm you've been walking through lately, the heaviness in your chest, the moments where you suddenly feel sad without knowing why, the random flashes of memories you thought you buried, the dreams that feel too real to be coincidence. All of them are signs that the universe is pulling something hidden toward the light, something connected to the person who broke your heart, the one you tried so hard to move on from, the one whose absence still echoes inside you in ways you don't talk about out loud. And listen to this because your heart needs this right now. They've been feeling the consequences of what they did to you in ways they never expected. You may not see it on their face or their social media or in the version of themselves they pretend to be, but their spirit has been unraveling because the truth they ran from is finally catching up to them, the guilt, the regret, the late-night thoughts, the emotional weight they tried to ignore. It's all resurfacing with a force they can't control anymore, and the universe is saying it's time for accountability, time for truth, time for revelation. Don't scroll, because the message that's meant for you is arriving through these words. They can't hide from what they did anymore. Every lie they told themselves, every excuse they tried to cling to, every distraction they used to avoid facing their behavior is falling apart piece by piece because the energy around this connection is shifting. Their soul knows what their mind denied. Their heart knows what their ego tried to bury. They know they hurt someone who loved them honestly. They know they took your kindness for granted. They know they walked away or betrayed you without understanding the depth of your heart, and now that they finally do, the weight of it is crushing them. Your heart needs this right now. They are not as fine as they act. They are not as unaffected as they pretend. They are not as detached as they claim. Their spirit is restless. Their emotions are spiraling, their thoughts are looping back to you over and over again because they are being spiritually confronted with the truth they tried to avoid. You were their blessing, you were their safe place, you were the person meant to elevate them, heal them, and guide them toward a better version of themselves, and instead of appreciating you, they sabotage the connection. Don't scroll, because the universe is revealing something your intuition has already been whispering. This person has been receiving signs about you, angel numbers that make them pause, songs that hit their heart, moments where your name appears in conversations, reminders of your energy in random places, and every sign pulls them deeper into the realization that what they walked away from wasn't ordinary, it was spiritual, it was soul level, it was divinely orchestrated. They've been crying in silence, replaying moments, wishing they had chosen differently, feeling the loss of you in their chest like a weight they can't shake. Your heart needs this right now because heaven isn't showing you this for pain, it's showing you this for closure, clarity, and strength. You're not crazy for feeling their energy. You're not imagining the emotional waves. You're not wrong for sensing their thoughts pulling toward you. Soul connections don't just disappear when someone leaves, their energy echoes through you until the universe has finished delivering the lesson or the revelation. Don't scroll, because the universe is also revealing something about you. You've grown in ways they never expected, you've healed wounds they caused, you've become stronger, wiser, more intuitive, more spiritually aligned, and that growth is exactly why their energy has been tugging at yours lately. They feel the shift, they feel the distance, they feel the way you're rising, and it scares them because they're realizing you don't need them anymore the way you once did. And listen to this, because your heart needs it now more than ever, everything that was done in the dark is coming to the surface. Every truth hidden behind silence, pride, or avoidance is about to be revealed. The universe is aligning a moment where their mask falls, their walls break, and their confession. The one they've been holding back, the one they've been afraid to speak, finally reaches you. Not because you need validation, but because you deserve the truth. You deserve closure. You deserve accountability. You deserve emotional honesty after everything you've survived. Don't scroll, because heaven is saying the sadness you've felt lately isn't yours. It's theirs, leaking through the spiritual connection, trying to reach you because their soul knows time is running out to make things right. Something is unfolding behind the scenes, something that will bring clarity, something that will bring justice, something that will finally free your heart from the hold this person once had over you. And whether the universe leads you back to them with a healed, transformed version of themselves, or leads you forward into a completely new chapter, one thing is certain, the days of being in the dark are over. Truth is coming. Accountability is coming. Revelation is coming. And your heart, after everything it's endured, will finally understand why the universe never let this connection fully slip away. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is something your spirit has been sensing for weeks even if you didn't have the words for it, and your heart needs this right now more than anything, so breathe and stay with me as I tell you what the universe has been trying to show you in dreams, synchronicities, sudden waves of emotion, and those strange moments where your mind drifts back to someone who once held your heart in their hands and broke it in ways you never wanted to speak about. Listen to this, because this message is for you, and it's pulling on your soul for a reason. The person who wounded you, the one who walked away as if your heart wasn't something fragile and sacred, the one who acted unbothered, emotionless, distant, detached. That person has been carrying a truth they can't hide anymore, a truth that's eating at them, a truth they never expected to confront, because karma has turned its gaze back in their direction, and the universe has been forcing them to face everything they avoided, everything they denied, everything they lied about, everything they pretended not to feel. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because this person has been haunted by memories of you. The way you loved them without hesitation, the way you cared without conditions, the way you stayed even when they were hard to love, and now the universe is making them see what they lost with a clarity so sharp it cuts through their pride like a blade. They're being reminded of the messages they ignored, the calls they didn't answer, the chances they wasted, the loyalty they mishandled. They've been dreaming about you, waking up with your name sitting heavy in their mind, feeling waves of regret that hit them at random moments, in the car, in the shower, after a conversation that doesn't go the way they hoped. They feel the weight of what they did, even if they pretend they're fine on the outside. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. The universe has been sending them signs that point directly back to you. Angel numbers like 111, 333, 555, songs that remind them of moments you shared, places that trigger memories they've tried to bury, emotions they can't push away anymore. They're recognizing that your absence has created a void in their life that no one else has been able to fill, not even the people they tried to move on with, not even the distractions they used to numb the guilt, not even the temporary comfort they searched for in all the wrong places. Your energy still lingers in their spirit, and the truth they've been hiding, the truth they're terrified to admit, is that hurting you hurt them in ways they didn't expect, ways that are now returning to them tenfold. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because even the universe is stepping in to expose what was hidden, and heaven is pushing this person to confront the broken pieces of themselves that caused them to break you. They're realizing that they didn't lose you. They threw you away, and now life is showing them exactly what that decision cost. They've been thinking about reaching out, replaying what they would say, rehearsing apologies in their head, fighting the battle between fear and longing, wondering if you'd ever speak to them again, wondering if they even deserve access to your energy anymore. And here's the emotional truth they can't outrun. They know you were the blessing they mishandled, the peace they disrupted, the love they weren't ready to receive, and the universe is making that realization louder every single day. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this next part. This person can't hide anymore because they've reached the point where their pride is starting to crack under the weight of their own feelings. They're tired of pretending. Tired of acting strong. Tired of wearing masks. Tired of lying to themselves about the depth of the connection they shared with you. Their heart keeps pulling them back to you because no matter how much distance time created, your energy still feels like home to them. And while you've been healing, rising, reclaiming your power, the universe has been showing them exactly what losing you looks like, watching you level up, watching you grow, watching your spirit glow brighter without them. It's forcing them to confront the truth. They didn't just lose a person, they lost a soulmate-level connection. And now the universe is preparing a moment, unexpected, emotional, divinely timed, where this person will be confronted with the choice to finally speak their truth or lose you forever. They feel the pressure building, the urgency rising, the fear tightening around their heart, because the universe is telling them, if you don't fix this now, the window will close. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. The story is shifting, but this time, you hold the power, you hold the emotional authority, you choose what happens next. And the universe is guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for whatever truth comes forward, whether it's closure, confession, reconciliation, or the confirmation that you deserve someone far more aligned with your spirit. You are stepping into your strength, and nothing can be taken from you that's meant to stay. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal to you is pulling on your spirit in a way you can feel like a quiet trembling inside, almost as if something deep within you already knows this message was always meant to find you right now, at this exact moment, in this exact season of your life, and your heart needs this right now more than you've allowed yourself to admit. Listen to this, because the universe, heaven, your ancestors, and every unseen force that has been guiding your path is bringing something into the light that has been hidden behind shadows and silence for far too long, something connected to the person who broke your heart, the one you tried to heal from, the one you tried to forget, the one whose name still triggers a feeling that you pretend you've outgrown but your spirit still responds to anyway. And heaven is showing me that this person has been carrying a weight heavier than their pride will ever let them admit, guilt, regret, sleepless nights, tears they wiped quickly before anyone could see, and memories of you that hit so randomly it stops them in their tracks. Don't scroll, because you need to hear this exactly as it's pouring in, raw and unfiltered, the way heaven is giving it. This person has been haunted by what happened between you, not because you're weak, not because you're replaceable, but because they're beginning to realize that hurting someone chosen, someone spiritually protected, someone emotionally pure carries consequences that echo far beyond the moment. This message is for you, and it's about the emotional uproar happening in their life, relationships falling apart, friendships shifting, opportunities failing, peace disappearing. Because heaven is making them face what they ran from, what they avoided, what they pretended they didn't feel. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now. They can't hide anymore, not from the truth, not from the guilt, not from the love they buried beneath ego, fear, confusion, and outside influences. And heaven is showing me that this person has been receiving signs, the same angel numbers you've been seeing. 222, 444, 555. Numbers of alignment, awakening, karmic correction, and emotional truth rising to the surface, and they've tried to brush them off, tried to distract themselves, tried to drown out the spiritual pull, but every sign only gets louder, every dream gets clearer, every emotion gets heavier. Don't scroll, because the next part is where everything begins to make sense. Heaven is saying that you've been feeling random heaviness, sudden sadness, old memories resurfacing, emotional waves that don't make sense, and it's because this person has been thinking of you intensely, obsessively, painfully, and those emotions have been reflecting through your energy field because the connection between you two was never just emotional. It was spiritual, tied through a bond that goes deeper than the human eye can see, and you've been picking up their inner turmoil without even realizing it. This message is for you because heaven wants you to understand that the person who broke your heart is finally being spiritually confronted, forced to see themselves, forced to revisit their choices, forced to acknowledge their feelings, forced to face the damage they caused not out of cruelty but out of fear, insecurity, immaturity, and a deep belief that they weren't enough for you even though they pretended otherwise. Listen, don't scroll. Your heart needs this truth. This person's soul is waking up, remembering you, longing for you, grieving you while still breathing, and heaven is orchestrating a moment of divine reckoning where everything hidden comes to the surface, not to hurt you again, not to reopen old wounds, but to bring emotional clarity, karmic balance, and spiritual closure that your life has been craving. They can't hide anymore. Their heart is loud, their spirit is restless, their truth is rising, and the universe is aligning a moment where they will have no choice but to confront what they feel for you, what they did to you, and what they still want with you. Don't scroll, because you need this next part like air in your lungs. Heaven is saying that you are stepping into a season where truth replaces confusion, where clarity replaces guessing, where emotional transparency replaces silence, and where the pain that once weakened you becomes the very force that elevates you. The universe has been preparing your heart for this moment. Strengthening you, protecting you, guiding you back to your worth, reminding you of who you are outside of heartbreak. And now, as this person's emotional walls collapse, heaven is making sure you walk into this moment empowered rather than wounded. They will come forward, not because you waited, not because you begged, not because you chased, but because their soul can't carry the weight of pretending anymore. Heaven says their confession, whether spoken, written, or expressed through action, will shock you, not because you didn't sense it, but because you never expected them to finally face what they ran from for so long. Don't scroll. This is the last thing heaven needs you to hear. This isn't about going back. This isn't about repeating cycles. This is about you receiving the truth your heart deserved years ago, the validation you cried for in silence, the closure or reconnection that was always meant to happen when both hearts were ready. And now, your spirit is stepping into its most powerful, awakened, emotionally aligned chapter yet, where you are no longer chasing love. You are attracting honesty, depth, real connection, and divine timing aligned with your highest good. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you now is the part your spirit has been waiting for, the part that ties everything together, the part that finally makes sense of the things you've been feeling, the sudden emotional waves, the dreams that felt too real, the memories that returned out of nowhere, the heaviness that would hit you at random times, and your heart needs this right now more than ever. The person who broke your heart, the one who walked away like they were fine, the one who acted like they didn't feel anything, the one who pretended you didn't matter, is no longer able to hide from the truth of what they did and what they feel, because heaven has allowed every mask they wore to fall off one by one, and their pride is cracking under the weight of their own emotions. They've been trying to distract themselves, but nothing is working anymore. Not the people they talk to, not the places they go, not the routines they try to lose themselves in. Every night, the silence gets louder. Every morning, the guilt grows heavier. Every time they close their eyes, your face appears in the parts of their mind they can no longer shut down. They're replaying everything they said, everything they didn't say, every moment they took you for granted, every time you loved them fully while they loved you halfway, every chance they had to step up but didn't, every time they felt something so deep it scared them, and instead of admitting it, they ran. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. The reason you've been feeling emotional lately, the reason your spirit has been unsettled, the reason you keep feeling this strange pull in your chest is because their energy is reaching for you. They're thinking about you so intensely that your spirit is picking up on it. They've been getting signs, angel numbers like 111 for awakening, 333 for truth rising to the surface, 444 for divine correction, and every sign points back to you. They can't escape it anymore. They can't numb it anymore. They can't outrun what heaven is forcing them to confront. They broke their own heart when they broke yours. Even the people around them can sense something is off. Someone close to them asked them recently, "Are you okay? You don't seem like yourself." And they lied. They said they were fine. But inside, they're collapsing. The universe has been showing them the truth in ways they can't deny. Songs that remind them of you, dreams where they try to speak but can't, memories that hit them like lightning, moments where they catch themselves wondering what their life would look like if they had chosen you instead of their fear. Don't scroll, because this message is for you. They know now. They know you were the one who loved sincerely, the one who showed up fully, the one who gave without being asked, the one who saw them deeper than anyone else has, the one who held space for them even when they didn't deserve it. And the sad truth that's reaching you soon, the truth they can't hide from anymore, is that they regret everything. They regret hurting you. They regret losing you. They regret choosing silence when their heart was screaming. They regret pretending they didn't care when it was eating them alive. They regret letting their ego make decisions their soul never agreed to. And heaven is forcing them to feel this regret, not to punish them, but to push them toward accountability, confession, and realization. They know they owe you the truth. They know they owe you the apology they were too stubborn to give. They know they owe you acknowledgement for all the pain their absence caused. And the universe is preparing a moment, sooner than you think, where something will happen that reveals everything they've been holding back. Maybe it's a message, a call, a confession, an unexpected encounter, or a moment where their emotions finally overflow, but something is coming that exposes what they tried so hard to hide. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. What broke you is not meant to define you. What hurt you is not meant to follow you. What shattered you is not meant to stay broken. Heaven is rewriting this story in your favor. You're stepping into a season where truth replaces confusion, where clarity replaces silence, where healing replaces heartbreak, where the universe brings you the closure, the justice, the emotional release you deserve. And whether this person rises to the level of the love you gave, or whether heaven sends someone new who will love you without fear, without hesitation, without ego. Either way, you are being lifted into a chapter where your heart is honored, protected, and cherished. Their truth is coming, their facade is falling, and the universe wanted you prepared. They can't hide anymore, and soon, you will see everything that was kept from you, and you will finally understand why you had to walk through this storm to reach the peace that's waiting on the other side.